Hi, I'm Crystal Barron of Crystal Barron Vocal Studios, and I'm here today to have a nice conversation with my friend and former student, Sophia Wackerman. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Crystal. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
So Sophia and I have known each other for quite a few years.
5 years? 6
5,
years
6
now,
years,
probably.
yeah. We met, I think, when you were in 7th grade.
Yes.
But your musical journey started long before that. Sophia grew up in a very musical household. I would love to hear a little bit more about your being immersed in this musical family culture.
I've always been singing around the house ever since I was little. My mom was a singer, so that's what really kind of caught my ear as a toddler. She actually, we found a baby book the other day. My mom had documented that I was harmonizing with her at 3 years old. It was probably,
which is crazy.
Well, I mean, you know, she was always singing around the house, so I probably like caught on to that. And then my father is a drummer, and I had no interest in that. So unfortunately, I can't drum.
But you have rhythm.
Sure.
Right?
Not as much as I would hope to.
Yeah. Well, but I think it's still sunk in there a little bit. Right?
Hopefully by now. But yeah, so my parents put me in piano lessons starting at 5 years old because they wanted me to have that sort of classical foundation and foundation of theory and, you know, the written work behind it all. And so
you're a classically trained pianist?
Yes.
And how many years did you take piano lessons?
About 9 years.
Okay. And how important do you think that was for building your skill as a musician/singer?
Very fundamental. I don't think I would be the musician that I am without it. It teaches ear training. It teaches, you know, theory. You're like reading music and, you know, memorization skills, discipline, practice, all of that, you know.
So if you want to be a singer, you have to play piano?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to. I just, personally, for me, it was a really good foundation.
Awesome. And then I think I remember you saying that you also played violin, that you took violin lessons, is that
Yes,
correct? Tell me about that.
Played violin for about 5 years, and that's actually where I developed perfect pitch. Because, you know, playing violin is really instrumental in developing good intonation, because like you actually physically have to, you know, find the tone manually.
Right. Okay. So I like how you said you developed perfect pitch.
Yes.
So how old were you when you started playing violin? I
was maybe about 8 years old.
And you don't feel like you had perfect pitch before that point?
I don't think I did. And even if I did, it wasn't really a central, you know, thing in my musicianship.
Because, you know, some people think you're just born with perfect pitch. You can't develop it.
Oh, no, you can definitely develop it. I've heard multiple cases of people developing perfect pitch, too.
Yeah. Okay. So, violin helped with pitch, helped with ear training, helped with tuning things up.
Yes.
Right? Okay, great. Do you still play?
No.
So that would be maybe something that was a good part of your journey, but not necessarily something that you have to play all the time to be a great singer.
Yeah, it helped.
Yeah. No, I think that that's absolutely 100% true. So, and Sophia sings in tune. If you haven't heard her, she sings in tune. She's pretty good. How important is healthy vocal technique for you, where you are today as a singer?
All important, because without vocal technique, you don't have endurance. So, you know, like what I learned from you, like I met you maybe when I was in 7th grade. I was trying to belt and I had all these veins popping out of my neck.
She's the sour kangaroo in Seussical.
Oh, what a role.
Do you remember that riff?
Which one?
Oh
my gosh, yeah, it was.
You were like in a levitate.
horrendous.
But she sounded amazing.
But anyway,
you sounded amazing.
Oh my
She was
gosh.
12 years old, and our jaws were on the floor going,
oh my gosh.
who is this child? And she's about to spontaneously combust.
That's true. But yeah, so no, once I started studying with you, I kind of gained that proper vocal technique, and I was able to belt. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to belt any, you know, the next year or the next 2 years.
Or the next 700 years.
And the next 700 years, because I'm definitely gonna, you know, live till I'm 700.
At least. That's the goal. So, Sophia, you just finished your freshman year at UCLA, correct? And can you tell me the name of the program that you are part of?
The major is called Global Jazz Studies, and within that I am focusing and studying voice.
And this is a pretty competitive program.
Yes.
It's a pretty competitive program. I heard that there were only 3 vocalists that were accepted in your class as a freshman. Yes. 3. I'm pretty sure more than 3 applied. We don't know the number, but we're pretty sure that there were quite a few that applied. So you didn't get the skill that you needed to be accepted to UCLA overnight.
No.
But this is something that's taken a while. Can you share with us a little about how you prepared to go into your college auditions to be successful? Maybe what worked really well, maybe some things that you learned along the way. I would love to just get in your mind on that.
Sure. Well, like you said, it does not happen overnight. I had been preparing for, you know, to be ready for that kind of thing for basically my whole life. I mean, since I started voice lessons, since I started kind of audition training, since I started building my confidence as a singer, all those years of experience goes into that college audition prep.
And I wasn't your first voice teacher, right? Or was I?
No.
Okay. How old were you when you first started taking voice?
I mean, well, technically my mom was my first voice teacher because she was
2 years old. Sophia, don't do that, right?
It's more like 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I know I had quite a few voice teachers, and that was really kind of beneficial in getting different perspectives on things, different voices telling me different things that they would notice and pick up.
And then we started to work together when you were in 8th grade, I believe.
8th grade, yeah, I think.
Okay.
And then, you know, I really loved what you were teaching me. So, and I felt that I
kind of liked what you were doing too.
Hey, that works. That works.
Yeah.
So, you know, I felt that I was getting my strongest input from you. So I continued with you for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And we studied pretty regularly.
Yeah, really consistently.
I mean, you would take off a few weeks in the summer, but through the school year, you showed up. So I would love to hear a little more from you about the concept of consistency and training consistently as a singer. How important is that?
I think it's incredibly important. I mean, like any craft, singing is built over time. And, you know, you're not going to really hone in on those specialties if, you know, you're out of practice or if you're out of study. Yeah, I think definitely consistency with training is definitely, you know, integral for all that.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you have a gig tonight and it's time to warm up. What's your go-to? What are some tips that you use every day when you're warming up your voice?
I mean, something I learned from you, lip trills. Oh. Just kind of octave and a half lip trills. You know, raise it a half step. You know, maybe some sirens kind of up and down just to sort of warm up the entire range. Woo, woo, woo! You know,
there you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so Sophia, you took many, many lessons from me.
Yes.
One thing that I never taught you was how to riff. Because you riff way better than I do. And I've said that to you many, many times. Like, you don't need my help with that. I can tell you if you're singing something, you know, let's refine that a little bit, but I never spoon-fed you riffing. So, you know that I'm very open. I love to learn. I never stop learning. You've probably heard me say it a million times. I learn from my students every day. It's part of who I am. I can't stop. I just love to learn. I thought it'd be super fun if we had a little role reversal and you taught me how to riff.
Sure.
And then maybe we can do the harmony thing, and I can harmonize to you.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You can play the part of Clark, and I can play the part, I don't know. Or something else.
Sure.
Okay. This is going to be super fun. I'm going to be really awkward. It's going to be so cool.
There's no, I mean, I'm obviously not a voice teacher, but
just teach me a riff. Just teach me a riff. Like,
okay, there's no set like technique to it, I don't think. You know, I had a friend of mine who's an expert riffer, Jada. She's just a goddess of riffing. I asked her, "Hey Jada, how do you riff so well?" And she said, "You know, the trick to riffing is just to do it." And I said, "Well, okay, obviously you're gonna say that because it's easy for you. But honestly, like every time I want to try to get a riff, I just tell myself, just do it." And
okay, so do it, and then I'll do it.
Okay, just a random
riff, and I'm gonna try to sing it back to you. We're gonna see how. Whoa! Can I hear that again? Whoa! Whoa!
Sure, yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! Am I starting on the same note as you? Whoa! 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 Almost.
Sure, yeah. It's just kind of fine-tuning those little notes. And
okay,
it's fast.
So if that sound came out of you, what would you do? That sound that I just did where I got stuck on those couple of notes, how would you fix that? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, you know what? I would slow it down. I would isolate each note.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you know what? There's a Natalie Wise technique that I love.
Okay.
You can kind of assign a number to each note. So like 1 half step, you know, something like that. One half step, 2, you know, 3, 2, I don't know, something like that. 1 half step, 2, 3, 2.
1 half step, 2, 3, 2.
And then just kind of build.
1 half step, 2, 3, 2. I can't say 2, 3, 2.
Okay, well you can just say la li la or something.
La li la, la 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 la. 1 half.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
1 half step, la la,
yeah.
da 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 da. Are those the right notes or the ba da?
Ba da da. Yeah.
Oh, oh, half step, right? Oh.
Yeah. And then gradually I would just speed it up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
So you're still young. I know you're very experienced, but one of the questions that I get the most from new singers or people that are coming to me for lessons is they're really trying to find their voice and find their style. And I remember going through this with you because you would do the musical theater and you'd sound great. And then we would do some classical, and we kind of knew early on you weren't going to be a classical singer, but she could have. Because she sounded great, but it just, the heart wasn't, you know, your heart wasn't in that. But then we would do pop, and you sounded great at that. And then jazz, and I remember having multiple conversations with you. It's like, we gotta figure out where's your lane, what's your slot. And I know you're still a work in progress, as we all are, but I would love for you to speak into that a little bit about when you were mentioning you gotta make it your own and put your own style on it. How are you finding your style?
My style is kind of ever growing, ever changing.
As it should be. Yes.
Still, I think the key to finding one's style is to try everything. And, you know, experience a little bit of everything. If you want to try theater, yes, do it, go for it. If you want to try pop, do it, go for it. There's nothing stopping you. And whatever compels you to go to a specific genre, do that. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think that's great. So what would your style, if you're gonna, I hate pigeonholes. But if you're gonna put a label on your style, what would you be today?
Okay.
You're not signing a contract. I'm not gonna hold you to it.
I mean, okay, as of now, roughly, I would say maybe like rock soul, I guess. You know?
That kind of vibes with what I'm feeling. Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
That's what I like to listen to. That's what I like to sing. It mostly.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was this whole other side of me that's a total musical theater nerd. So
right.
I'm not completely
and a little
cutting.
bit and a jazz head, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm not cutting, you know, anything